Hi, everyone. It's me again. You have me back for our last sort of presentation session of the day. After this, we're going to do a general Q&A with some of our presenters from earlier in the day and try to answer some of those wonderful questions that you've been throwing our way and upvoting in every session. We're very excited about that. But I'm here again to talk about our roadmap for authors and some of the things that we have been working on. I hope you're ready. It's going to be the most amazing, exciting, best next session ever. So let's get stuck in. All right, I am so ready. Here we go. Can you see my screen? You can. Awesome. I'm just going to minimize me and maximize that and get going. But I just want to start, I think, by thanking all of the other presenters who have come on and said all the things. A lot of what you're going to see me talking about are things that have been mentioned in some small way in a couple of the other sessions. I think Cam in particular stole some of my thunder, but that's okay. We like Cam. We'll keep him around. Anyway, let's get right into it. I hope you've had a lot of good inspiration as well from today, because the whole point of this is to inspire you, to support you, to give you some ideas of how you can move forward and take the next step in your author career, and to connect you to each other. And it's lovely to have seen some people talking and chatting and having a good time. So thank you to all of you for doing that. All right. Well, what I have to say is this has been one of the biggest years for authors ever. I mean, if you look at the numbers that Cam presented earlier on, $136 million is not a small amount of money to think about. And the impact that that has on people's lives is often what I get impacted by and what all of our teams at Envato get impacted by. The money's great, but the stories are even better. Hearing stories of people who are able to live independent and aren't stuck in a specific job or doing things in a specific way or in a specific spot. Like, those are the stories that motivate us to keep going. Well, today, but it's not just that. It's not just the earnings. It's also a lot of things that we've been doing for authors. So today I want to talk about 3 areas of sort of how we're helping authors or what we're working on for authors. Number 1 is how we're helping authors earn on Envato. Number 2 is things that we're doing to try and improve our platform. And 3 is on sharing customer insights. So hopefully this is the kind of thing that motivates you and excites you about where we're going next. So let's get stuck right in. Okay, so right off the bat, how we're helping you earn more. So I'm going to list a couple of things out here. The first is that for the first time, probably in a few years on market, we're introducing new major item types. I think the last big one that we launched was Adobe Premiere a few years ago, Premiere Pro. So this year already, we've got template kits that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. We've got Figma and XD launching in the next couple of weeks, and rasterized illustrations, which is also going to be launching in the next couple of weeks. And that's just what we've got going on right now. So as authors, having new ways to generate revenue and earnings from new templates and new ideas and new platforms and software tools is something that we are moving up and moving on with, and we're very, very happy to be launching those very, very soon. Next is the Elite Rewards program. So we simplified the system. We moved away from gifts to cash-based rewards. Some good reasons for that, but ultimately what it's led to is basically a 100% receipt rate. So now every author that has qualified for a reward gets it, as opposed to before where, it could get lost in the mail or something could happen and an author would end up not getting the reward for the level that they've hit. So lots of goodness there, but we're not finished with it yet. We still got lots more we want to do in this space. Stay tuned. That's going to be coming out probably in the next while. We changed the content bonus on Elements. So for those of you who are familiar with how Elements works, we used to have what was called subscriber share. And what we did this year was we actually switched the system around so that it was more fair and equitable and focused on helping authors succeed more. So it's proportional to your earnings. So the more you earn on Envato, the larger share of earnings you get from the content bonus. And we introduced some publishing requirements so that people who were maybe published an item a year ago, 2 years ago, were no longer able to qualify for the content bonus. They had to actually publish something new or update an item before they would qualify again for the bonus. And that's been really well received by our Elements community, which is awesome. We also are going to be starting something. Well, you may have seen a little bit of it. We did this thing called a Template Kits Bonanza. You may have heard of it if you are on the forums. Basically, we have this new item type that we're launching called Template Kits. We're kicking it off with Elementor, which you've heard a little bit about already. And what we wanted to do was give authors a bonus for every item that they published within a specific window. That's been well received. We've had lots of great participation from our author community, and giving away lots of that money, which is awesome. I love to do that. And we want to do more contests and things like that that are open not just to Elements, but to market authors as well, and create those opportunities. So look for more information to be coming very soon about the next category seeds that we're going to be doing. We'll call them content challenges, but that's just a good idea of what that looks like. So finally, how we're making the platform better. This is the meat. So these are the things under the hood or behind the scenes that a lot of people are eager to know about. I think one of the big things that some of our authors in Indonesia and Vietnam saw was that we're just on the cusp of launching our author dashboard. We did that, and it's now live and it's out there right now. We started with Elements, and part of that is just the reality of the code base. And it's made it a bit more straightforward for us to start there, and to provide authors with a bunch of information about how they are doing and how their items are performing. So we used to send out an email every 2 weeks where all of this information would be given to authors, but sending that out by email every 2 weeks is intensive. This new dashboard is allowing us to be able to change the time frame. So now that information is updated weekly, and you're able to access it whenever you want in this dashboard, as well as see your eligibility for the content bonus. So you can get a little visual here of what it looks like and what the future for authors looks like as far as the dashboard experience goes. Next up is author ID checks. So now, if you are an audio author and you are getting ready to submit your first item, you have to verify your identity. This is something we rolled out in the last few weeks, and we've seen some great success. It's helping us to make sure that new authors are who they say they are. It's reducing risk for customers, Envato, and authors. And we think it's going to be something that rolls out even more over time as we have more success and we learn and get accustomed to the platform. Next is how we are making the platform better, the Elements process. So for those of you who have ever applied to Elements, you know that it can take a while to hear back. Well, we think that can be better, and a lot of you have told us it can be better, so we have started to make it better. One of the first things we've tried to do is just make it quicker for successful authors to join. So the sooner we can get authors through the review process to check their portfolio and do all of our checks in the background, the better it is for authors to start uploading their content or getting their content migrated over to Elements as well. So very, very awesome work by the teams. And I know it doesn't really look like anything to you, but the amount of effort that's gone into projects like this is intense. And the turnaround times have gotten a lot better, which is great for authors because it means you get to earn more quicker. We've also started working on the author discounting platform. So as Sunny was talking to you a little bit about earlier, we want to make it easier for authors to create discounts, set discounts up for the future, and then make sure that we can see that as Envato, because then we can do what I talked about in my session, which is to supercharge what you're already doing by taking the collection of items that are coming on sale at a specific time and magnifying that or amplifying that to more customers around Envato. So it's helping to create a better partnership between Envato and authors, and we're very excited. It's going to be launching very, very soon. Next up is we are redesigning the homepage for Theme Forest. And I'm just going to let this scroll. I'm going to let you take a look as it's coming on the screen to get a sense of what the new layout is going to look like. You can see those item cards that Sunny was talking about are having a major impact here, and you're seeing them throughout. There's this beautiful new space that is going to be profiled for a featured author. This is early wireframes, or not wireframes, but mock-ups of how we're thinking about it. It's not a finalized product, so I will say there's a caveat there that things can still change a lot from this, but it gives you a sense of how we're moving Theme Forest forward and trying to update things. And as Collis said, and as Sunny said as well, it's got to be incremental, step by step, phase by phase, because it's such a big piece of how authors earn. We don't want to do anything so dramatic that it has a really negative impact on author earnings. So the next thing, I saw some comments coming in about bulk uploading for a bunch of items, like if you're a sound effects author. Well, this is something that we have been exploring. We've been doing some tests with a few authors in the photo and stock footage space, trying to make it quicker and easier for high volume authors to publish a lot of content. Had a few successful runs now, which has been awesome. And the next phase of that project is to try and get it so that more authors can participate in it. And if they have backlogs of content or libraries sitting around, that we can then get a lot of content up into the ecosystem quicker. And how we're sharing customer insights. So that's it for the platform. Now there's just a few things around how we are trying to get more information to you. So here at Envato, we talk a lot about what we call the content superhighway. It's one of Cam's things. But basically what we say is, you have authors on one side, you have customers on the other, and it's all about getting the right content to the right customer at the right time. But part of that whole experience is actually the kind of information that gets back to authors about what customers want. Because if we're not feeding back to authors the information, the data, the trends of what customers are searching for, we can't actually help authors be successful, right? Because you're not creating what customers want. So one of the things that's happened is we've really invested a lot of resources into improving the kind of information that's available to authors. And one of the ways we've done that is through our conferences. So, last year we did 12 conferences on 4 continents. That was a big year for us. A lot of travel for myself and Louise in particular. But, the side benefit of running these conferences is we get to spend time with you and hang out and learn more about you and bring a bunch of your thoughts and pain points and challenges back to the business as well. So that loop of how we get content through feeds back into the system as well. So we're going to continue to do conferences, however that looks. We're not sure just yet after this what comes next, but definitely want to continue to be providing a format for you to get trends and insights in this way from customers and what customers are after. We also launched Envato Local. And this is something we launched last year, and we've been working with a few communities, particularly in Russia and in Ukraine and in Indonesia, to empower non-English author communities to connect and thrive. And the idea here is to basically let authors be who they are, where they are, and let them assist each other. So often we'll put out an announcement in English on our forums, and there will be some authors who look at it and it's just a wall of words that they don't know how to process or have a harder time with it because English isn't their first language. And we want to be really sensitive to that. And Envato Local is an opportunity for other authors to step in. I have a great example. There's a Video Hive author called Steven in Ukraine who, we did a post of our creative trend guide a couple of weeks ago, and he took that post and he brought it into the Ukrainian Facebook group and Video Hive Facebook group, and he just walked through it all and broke it down in Ukrainian for authors to be able to unpack what was most important for them. And he went through all the trends and he answered questions and used his experience and knowledge in English to be able to support Ukrainian authors who don't have that same level. And it was really awesome. He's a great guy, by the way, as well, and also presented at our Kiev event this past year. And it's just, he's a pillar of the community, and we want to amplify those pillars in our community. So if that's you, if you're somebody who can support others and want to be in a position to help your community wherever you are to grow and to get the information they need, please let us know. You can apply to the Envato local program through the Author Hub, so community.envato.com. I think it's /leader or /local leader, but however you get there, go and apply. We would love to have more people involved in this program. The next thing that we've been doing to share customer insights is being more proactive at creating guides and trends to highlight some of these things. And this is a year where we've done more of this kind of content than we've ever done before. And it's more than just highlighting, the color of the year or what's big that way, but really deep analysis from people like Andrew, who you heard from earlier, and Gabby, about what customers are doing, what authors are seeing, what trends are happening, and having a trend guide that's really data driven so that you can have confidence that the information you're getting from us is not just based on, how much I feel TikTok is going to be a great platform. It's actually based on data and analysis that's coming through, cold hard facts, not just emotion. So that's really great. And the other thing that we're doing is search trends. So I'm not sure if you've seen, I'm not sure how widely we've posted this on the forums. I think we've done a little bit of it, but we actually provide raw, unfiltered, but analyzed data on what customers are searching for in our ecosystem. So if you're one of those authors who's got great talent, but is like, what do I create next? Or maybe you're still trying to figure out who your target audience is going to be, I would highly recommend taking a look at search trends. It's on our Author Hub as well, community.envato.com. Have a look there to just see what customers are actually searching for. And we work hard. There's a raw spreadsheet where you can actually see the individual words that customers are putting in, so you can get a sense of how they search and how they look for information. I think in particular, this is helpful for audio authors and video authors, but audio in particular, where it's really hard sometimes to use words to describe your music, right? Where it's maybe a mood or a feeling. You can only say corporate inspirational ukulele so many times in so many ways, but having a really good sense of what customers are searching for can help lead you down the track of where you want to go. So this is something we're going to continue to do, and you're going to continue to see all over our website and even in our dashboard as well. Well, that's everything. I got through that pretty quick, a lot quicker than I thought, but the best is yet to come. We're just getting started. There is heaps of opportunity for authors to get on board with all the different things that we're doing. I highly encourage you, if you can, to get involved in a local group where you are, to reach out, join us on the community, and where you can, get involved in the different ways you can sell through Envato. All right. Well, that is it from me. And that's the last session. Thanks, everyone. That was awesome. Wow. I don't know how I feel ending so quick. I usually like to talk for longer. But I think right now what we're going to do is transition from this into our general Q&A. And so we'll say goodbye for now. I'm going to head over to that next session. We'll get everything set up. You get another quick 5-minute break, and we'll go from there. All right. Bye, everyone.